Pimblett's having these visions that he's going to knock out Justin Gaethje. Pimblett, his striking is just honestly kind of abysmal. Whole Scousers don't get knocked out. I'm betting against that. This fight ending inside the distance is the best play. Thing is, once his balls is hot, that's when you know you're in trouble. So I honestly think that he's a future champ. Super high on this fight going to decision. Riding with Gaethje, I'm riding with Rose. UFC 324, Gaethje versus Pimblett. This is the first card of the year on Paramount. Let's get into it. First fight up, Adam Fugitt versus Ty Miller. This is a welterweight bout. Adam Fugitt, he's 10-5, coming at plus 350. The odds makers have him at an 18% chance to win. Ty Miller, he's 6-0, minus 455, coming at 82% chance to win. I'd say Adam Fugitt, he's had a tough run. He's won against some prospects in Dulatov, Malat, Marias, who's a title contender. He's gotten finished by all of them. His durability is a bit in the question, but these are against really good guys. These are against people who have something in the division. Is Ty Miller that guy? He's unknown. He's new in the game. He's only 6 fights in. This is his debuting fight, so it can be wishy-washy, and you know how debuting fights go in the UFC. Sometimes they're a big favorite and end up losing. I think that Adam Fugitt, he really needs to wrestle and clinch in this matchup. He does have pretty good kicks. He is pretty tough, but honestly, I'd say that his durability is starting to dwindle. He is getting older. Ty Miller, he is really good at boxing. His fundamentals are there. His jab is really good. I'd say his defensive striking is really good. I'd say that his wrestling is kind of questionable. It's kind of hard to say exactly how good his wrestling is, but one thing I will say for sure is that Ty Miller will try to get back on his feet as soon as he gets taken down. I am going to favor Ty Miller in this matchup. I have medium confidence in him winning. Should be able to piece him up on the feet, avoid the takedowns, but this is a debuting fight, so I can't be uber confident in it. But I do think that Ty Miller will find that knockout blow, so give me Ty Miller by KO. I can also see this fight going to the decision because Adam Fugitt is pretty tough. Next fight up, Cameron Smotherman versus Ricky Turcios. This is a bantamweight bout. Smotherman is 12-6, coming at minus 185, which is around a 65% chance to win. Ricky Turcios is 12-5, coming at plus 154. I'd say that Cameron Smotherman, he's a good boxer. He's got good fundamentals. I'd say he kind of lacks a little bit in his game because he doesn't really mix it up too much, but he is pretty patient with his shots. I feel like in this matchup, Turcios will bring the chaos, so I think that if he just avoids scrambles, avoids the clinch, he'll be able to get the win. Turcios is kind of a wild man. He is just really go, go, go. He has a lot of kicks. When he starts to scramble is probably his best moments because he can find a choke, find a submission somewhere. But Turcios, I'd say on the feet, he's definitely levels below. Smotherman, he isn't that proven, but he had a pretty good win against Jake Hadley. He's on a 2-fight skid, so he does have to bounce back. If he loses this one, he's probably going to end up getting cut. But I think that this could go back and forth, could get a little ugly, but I think that Smotherman, he's the better boxer, he's the better striker. He should be able to maybe even put away a Ricky Turcios, but I think that Turcios is wild enough, crazy enough to be able to maybe survive. He's got good cardio, so Smotherman, low confidence and low medium confidence that this fight goes to the decision. Next fight up, Josh Hokit versus Denzel Freeman. This is a heavyweight bout. Josh Hokit is 7-0, coming at minus 238. This is about a 70% chance to win by the odds makers. Denzel Freeman, 7-1, coming at plus 195, around a 30% chance to win. I say that Josh Hokit, he's got the better wrestling here. He should try to look for getting takedowns, but not force anything too much. He is pretty explosive and uses a lot of energy, so if this fight goes later, I think that Freeman, the more technical guy, he can definitely win by decision by taking the second and third round if Hokit ends up gassing. But I honestly see that Hokit is a little bit just go, 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 and he is really just explosive. That Denzel Freeman, he's a bit too chillaxed, too chilled back. He has good wrestling of his own, and he does kick a lot, but I think that he's just a little too patient. The only problem is Hokit is a bit green. He doesn't have too many fights / experience. He's just gotten into fighting MMA recently, even though they have similar records or similar fights. Hokit does have fast hands, and he's got explosive takedowns, which is why I'm picking him in this fight. But I can totally see Freeman being technical, slowing down the fight, passing out Hokit, but I favor the speed, I favor the power. Give me Hokit, low medium confidence, and low medium confidence that this fight is finished. I think is going to be Hokit by KO. Next fight up, Alexander Hernandez versus Michael Johnson. This is a lightweight bout. Hernandez is 18-8, coming at minus 155, which is around a 60% chance to win. Johnson coming at 24-19, plus 130, around a 40% chance to win. Hernandez, he has been looking really good. He's on a 2-fight knockout streak, 4 in a row. Lots of movement. He really likes to circle around the cage, looking for blitz attacks with power. And you know what? He's been really using his athleticism recently. The only problem is Michael Johnson, even at the age of 39, he's one of the fastest guys in that division. His hands are rapid. He's super fast. He's a UFC vet, so he's seen it all. And the reason why I'm going to be picking Johnson in this matchup is because I just think that he's the more technical guy. He sets up shots. He works the body. And I think that throughout the whole fight, he'll be able to hold his cardio. He'll be able to have that speed advantage the whole time. And I think that Hernandez is just looking for that knockout blow. He can definitely find that knockout shot against Johnson because Johnson has been knocked before. But Johnson, I think that he has power of his own. I think that he can gas out Hernandez. Maybe even find a knockout late. But I'm going to favor Johnson. Low medium confidence in Johnson. Low confidence in this fight going decision. But the pick is going to be Johnson by decision. Next fight up, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. This is a flyweight bout. Perez is 25-10, coming at plus 154, around a 35% chance to win. Johnson coming at 18-7 at a minus 185, around a 65% chance to win. Perez, he's a really good wrestler. He really likes closing the distance and throwing some big meaty hooks, and he's really underrated in my opinion. His record is 1-5 in the last 5, but had some tough matchups, but he's been winning the rounds. He's just been getting finished, and I feel like that's the biggest problem of Perez is his durability. He often wins the first or second, then he always ends up getting finished around the second or third. Can't really see out a decision, and he's going against a guy like Charles Johnson who's got great cardio. He's always game. And the one thing that Perez can utilize is that Charles Johnson has a wrestling weakness. Johnson's only losses are really against wrestlers. Although his last loss against Timurov popped up for steroids, I'd say that it kind of has a similar style to Perez. Big meaty hooks, looking for takedowns. Johnson, he's getting better in each fight. I'd say that his striking is nothing like Perez has fought. I think that he'll put on a pace on Perez that he won't be able to survive. It's not super confident, but I think that Charles Johnson, he has good volume, he's got good cardio, he's got better striking. If he keeps his distance, avoids the clinch, avoids getting taken down, or gets back up right on his feet when he gets taken down. Because I don't really see Perez holding down Johnson for each and every round, and Perez is going to have to strike. And you know what? His big meaty hooks aren't going to be able to handle Johnson's technical striking. Johnson's knocked out the likes of Kavanagh, even the champ Joshua Van right now. So, I mean, he's definitely outstruck and looked better on the feet against a lot of people, a lot of good guys. And I can see this fight going late. I can see it going decision. I think that Johnson is going to put on a pace, especially in the second and third, where Perez might start to crumble a little bit. And you know what? He's really crumbled a lot after maybe winning the first round. I'm going to favor Charles Johnson. Low medium confidence in the pick. Low confidence in this fight going finish. But the pick is going to be Johnson by KO. Next fight up, Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Light heavyweight bout. Nikita Krylov is 30-11. He's plus 124 at a 40% chance to win. Bukauskas is 19-6, coming at minus 148, around a 60% chance to win. Krylov, he honestly, his chin might be completely gone. He's got really good grappling. His striking is just wild. But the only problem is he just dunzoed? His downfall just starting now. On a 2-fight skid, got knocked out both times, stiffed pretty bad in the first round. Krylov, I'd say the one thing that is making me pick him in this fight is that when he fought Dominic Reyes, he was on a 2-year layoff, got stiffed, looking wild and goofy, and got stiffed like he should have. And then 2 months later, he takes the Bukauskas fight and then gets knocked out again. I feel like that's way too soon. It's like the same when Volk got knocked out by Makhachev and then took the Poirier fight and then got knocked out again. I mean, like, he's just too compromised, and I think Krylov was too compromised against the Bukauskas fight. This time, he's got 6 months out. He's got good grappling. Bukauskas is really susceptible to getting taken down and getting controlled, and that's why I'm favoring Krylov. But Bukauskas is a good striker. He is pretty patient. But the only problem with being patient is he doesn't really throw enough, in my opinion. Just waiting and blitz attacking with power. But I think that Krylov, if he has a good game plan, looks for takedown, tries to not to get chin, but who knows? Maybe his chin is completely gone. Low confidence in the pick, but the pick is going to be Krylov by submission. And I have medium confidence that this fight ends inside the distance. Ateba Gautier versus Andrey Pulyaev. This is a middleweight bout. Gautier is 9-1, coming at minus 185, 90% chance to win. Andrey Pulyaev 10-3, plus 575 at a 10% chance to win. Honestly, there isn't much to talk about. This is just a Ngannou Jr. He's 23 years old. His power, his patience, his technique is there. It looks really good. The real question is not if he's gonna win or not. Is he on steroids, or is that genetics? Is that the Cameroonian genetics? Or I mean, he's looking like the Francis Jr. realistically. Pulyaev, he's just a dead man walking. Gautier, him by knockout is just super high confidence for me. I got high confidence that he's gonna win, and high confidence that this fight ends inside the distance. The pick is gonna be Gautier by first round KO. Next fight up, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Umar is 19-1, coming at minus 1450 at a 93% chance to win. Figueiredo is 25-5, coming at plus 185 with a 16% chance to win. Umar, realistically, there isn't much to talk about. I think that he's the future champ. He's got fast hands, he's got grappling, he's got wrestling. He's straight up all-arounder. He's elite everywhere. He's got great kicks. Figueiredo, he's just pretty much another dead man in the water. I mean, he's an ex-champ. He's powerful. Honestly, Umar has been getting dropped in his last couple fights. So Figueiredo's power, maybe somehow fluke knocks him out, but I honestly don't see that. And a lot of people are saying that Figueiredo's only way to win is by submission, but there's just no way Umar's getting submitted. I don't believe it. His positioning, his grappling, his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu, just way too good. A person like that would not get submitted. I would bet that he would get knocked out 100 times out of 100 if he gets finished. But Figueiredo, he just doesn't have enough to win this fight. He doesn't really have any game plan, any way other than somehow finding a knockout shot, or I don't know, Umar just slipping on a banana peel. But the pick is going to be Umar, high confidence, low medium confidence in this fight going to the decision, just because I think that Umar, he kind of could just dominate this fight and look for the finish to try to put a stamp on it, try to get that title shot. Give me Umar by decision. Opening up the first Paramount UFC main card is Arnold Allen versus John Silva. This is a featherweight bout. Arnold Allen is 20-3, coming out plus 215. He's around a 30% chance to win, and John Silva is 16-3, coming in at minus 265, around a 70% chance to win. Allen, he's a good all-arounder, but I wouldn't say he's great anywhere. He doesn't really have good wrestling offense, got good wrestling defense. He's a pretty decent boxer. He's got good power. He's fast, but I'd say his biggest quality is that he is really tough. If you look at his resume, he doesn't really have any big wins. On the other hand, John Silva, he's an elite striker. He brings the danger and the chaos. He honestly gets caught up in the mind games a little bit. He plays around, he high fives, he hugs, but I honestly think that he's a future champ. That loss against Diego Lopez, he was looking really good. That first round, he got taken down and dominated, but Allen, I don't really see him getting those takedowns and having that control. Allen has never been finished, and that is his biggest thing, is his toughness, but John Silva, he brings the heat. You know what? When he starts flowing, I think that guy is honestly so hard to stop. I think that with the 145 division slowing down, with Topuria leaving, Max leaving, Volk aging out, I honestly see John Silva becoming champ. Whether it's this year or next year, I think John Silva is a problem. And once he starts flowing, no one's stopping him. And I see John Silva finding the knockout blow. I'm pretty high on Silva here. Medium high confidence in him winning. Low medium confidence in this fight ending inside this distance. And I do think that Silva is going to knock out Allen. He's going to be the first person to finish Allen. So give me Silva by knockout. Next fight up, Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. This is a flyweight bout. Silva is 19-5, coming at minus 410, which is around an 80% chance to win. Namajunas is 14-7, coming at plus 320 with around a 20% chance to win. Natalia Silva, she's a really technical striker. She's got great distance control. She's honestly an elite striker. She's super safe. She's a point fighter, and she's got great kicks. She's super fast. On the other hand, Rose Namajunas is pretty similar to her. She's an ex-champ. She's a great all-arounder. She's got great distance control. She's really fast. She's got some good wrestling. She's got good jiu-jitsu. But the only problem with her is that she's a bit hot and cold. I feel like her confidence issues are a bit, maybe Pat Barry has gotten into her head a little bit too much, where it's controlling the outcome. But I mean, especially against that Carla Esparza title fight, that was one of the worst fights. And honestly, she didn't step up, so that could be a problem. And I think that Silva honestly could easily go and get away with this fight, with Namajunas just not pushing the pace enough and Silva just catching point after point. The reason I'm picking Namajunas in this fight is that I think that she honestly can get the takedowns. I think that Silva, she has good wrestling defense, but Silva is kind of is susceptible to getting into close fights, and I can easily see this fight going like to a split decision. And Namajunas, she's such an experienced fighter. She's an ex-champion, so I can see her grinding out a win. And this is a 3-round fight. Like if you look at the fight against Blanchfield, ended up winning the first 2 and then losing the last 3. But if that was a 3-round fight, Namajunas takes that, and it looks pretty easy for her. Silva, Namajunas is a really close fight. I think both of them are really similar. Silva is looking like she's going to be a future champion, but I think Namajunas puts a stop for now, and Namajunas takes this win by decision. I'm super high on this fight going to decision, medium high confidence, but the pick is going to be Namajunas by decision. Next fight up, Waldo Cortez-Acosta versus Derrick Lewis. This is a heavyweight bout. Acosta is 16-2, coming at -325, around a 75% chance to win. Lewis, on the other hand, is 29-12, coming at +260, around a 25% chance to win. I'd say Acosta, he's got a great chin. He's taking the hardest shots from Pavlovich, which is honestly one of the hardest hitting in the division. Acosta's got good power, he's got good cardio, and I'd say he has pretty decent fight IQ, with even when he doesn't have that much of a wrestling game. Against Rebellas de Spain, he went for takedowns. He kind of takes the easier way to win, but then also he kind of throws that out the window with being willing to brawl, and I think that he really needs to avoid that in this matchup, and that's why I'm not as confident as I should be, probably, or maybe as it will end up being, because Acosta really does like getting backed up against the fence and just brawling and throwing heat. And I think that against a Derrick Lewis, he is just a powerhouse. He's the hardest hitting guy in the UFC, in my opinion, or at least top 5, honestly. And the thing is, once his balls is hot, that's when you know you're in trouble. So hopefully Acosta really doesn't get backed up as much. The reason why I feel like I'm also picking Acosta is that Lewis, he's just hit or miss. Sometimes he will be just giving up and just tiring out. Once he gasses out, he starts becoming so predictable, and he ends up just giving up, in my opinion. In some of his post-fight interviews after the fight, he's saying that he needed to take a shit, that's why he lost, and you know what, stuff like that. But you know what, he's been saying that he's been taking some peptides and he's in the best shape of his life, so maybe that's a change, and maybe his cardio will be better. But I think that Acosta, he's going to be the faster guy. He's going to be the more technical guy. Hopefully he isn't just going to be brawling with Lewis, but if he is, Lewis is definitely live for that knockout. I think that he can knock out anybody. And you know what? He's even knocked out people like Volkov in the last seconds, last minutes, even when he was losing for 3 rounds. So Acosta is never really safe unless he takes Lewis out. I think that he can gas out Lewis here, and that's going to be the prediction. Low medium confidence in Acosta here. Low medium confidence in this fight going inside the distance, and I'm going to be picking Acosta by knockout. Next up, we got the co-main event, Sean O'Malley versus Yadong Song. This is a bantamweight bout. Sean O'Malley is 18-3, coming at -205, which is around a 65% chance to win. Song's 22-8, coming at +170, around a 30% chance to win. O'Malley, he's got elite striking. His distance control is really good. He's long and rangy. He throws a lot of versatility in his strike. He's got great knees. He's got a great jab. He looks for that power shot. He's an ex-champion. One problem with him is that he's got a wrestling weakness. That's only kind of been showed against Merab, maybe a little bit of Yan, but I think that Song Yadong, he honestly is constantly improving. After each fight, he's looking better and putting new wrinkles in his game. He's really strong, he's powerful, he throws heat, and I'd say one of his best traits is his toughness. But I'd say in this matchup, he kind of needs to brawl, he needs to make it dirty, he needs to wrestle and try to find those positions on top, look for the takedown, try to control O'Malley a little bit. This is only a 3-round fight, so O'Malley, he definitely could pull away with it, easily win, just keep him on the outside. But I think Song, he brings it, he's tough. It's going to be a tough out for O'Malley. And you know what? The biggest problem I have with O'Malley, and that's why my confidence isn't too high on him, is because O'Malley's been talking about retirement. He's saying that, oh, I could win this fight and just retire. He's been talking about if he wins this fight, he'll fight Yan for the belt. He's talking if he loses, he's just retiring. Maybe in a year he's going to retire. So his commitment issues are definitely in question. And Song, I know that he's committed. I know that he's trying to become champ. I know that he's always going to be bringing it, and he's always putting in his all. O'Malley, his eyes might be looking elsewhere and not in the game, but I think that realistically he should win this fight. He's the better striker. if he doesn't get taken down, I don't really see how he loses this fight. I don't think he'll get knocked out by Song. So give me O'Malley. Low medium confidence in this fight going decision, and the pick is going to be O'Malley by decision. Last fight up, the main event, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. This is a lightweight bout. The interim belt is on the line. Gaethje, he's 26-5, coming at plus 190. He's around a 30% chance to win. Pimblett, he's 23-3, coming at minus 230, around a 70% chance to win. Gaethje, he's a great striker. He throws heat. He really started off brawling and becoming a little bit more technical and safer and trying to bring the chaos and limiting it down. But before, he used to really just gas out his opponents and just absolutely throw heat, get into brawls. Wrestling and grappling is just his biggest downfall. He's a fish out of water once he gets taken to the ground, and you know what, that's always been kind of clear, and that's a really easy game plan for Pimblett, is to get this fight to the ground and just constantly try to go for takedowns, try to get scrambles going, and try to get this fight to the ground. Pimblett's having these visions that he's gonna knock out Justin Gaethje, definitely there to get knocked out, and we've seen that where he's gotten cracked or he's gotten knocked out. But Pimblett, his striking is just honestly kind of abysmal. I'd say that he's just too wild. He's not technical enough. He is there just having his chin out, and he relies on his chin way too much. This whole Scousers don't get knocked out, I'm betting against that. Gaethje is going to knock out this Scouser. But honestly, Pimblett, he doesn't have the best wrestling, but he's got some great grappling. He is really dangerous when the fight goes on the ground. He's got maybe not the best takedowns, but he's got some good slams. He's pretty strong. He's powerful. Honestly, he'll be hunting for submissions or looking for some vicious ground and pound if the fight goes to the ground. And I can see Gaethje really just getting taken down, or this fight ending up on the ground by Gaethje just stumbling somehow, Paddy Pimblett just jumping on something or looking for some vicious ground and pound. The most confident thing in this fight is definitely this fight going inside the distance with medium-high confidence. The pick is going to be Justin Gaethje with low confidence, because I can definitely see Pimblett finding success. But Gaethje, I'm going to back him. He's a veteran. He's proven that he can last 25 minutes. The only problem is that can he keep this fight off the ground? That's the real question. But this fight ending inside the distance is the best play in my eyes. But the pick is going to be Gaethje by KO. That's going to be my UFC 324 Gaethje versus Pimblett quick picks video. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe. If you like the new graphics, you like the new stuff that I've added, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going against two big favorites in Paddy Pimblett and Natalia Silva. Riding with Gaethje, I'm riding with Rose. I should be coming out with a 100 to 1000 video, so subscribe for more so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching.